Oh, hey there. How you going? It's Baron Dodger and Crystal the Husky. We're somewhere in New South Wales, and two things are possible. No one knows where we are, or everyone knows where we are. And I'll tell you why. First of all, does everyone know that I'm a suicide survivor, the result of government targeting, deceit, conspiracy, and corruption? It kind of underpins the story. So I suffer years of abuse and non-acknowledgement of my legitimate issues, one of which was being my former partner, an ASIO agent. And that's really funny from someone who's got schizophrenia, paranoia. Anyway, so the government delegitimised that relationship ever existed. And that's a problem for me, because it means every politician, every lawyer, every public official, and every politician, I think I said them, have delegitimised or not legitimised that relationship ever existed. Well, that's a bit fucking weird, because it did. I was there. And, they force medicate me for my delusions of persecution. Now, I'm just going to say that underpins one thing. The second thing, I'm owed a lot of money, that's for sure. How do we summarise this? I think the easiest way to summarise this is to say Bill Shorten actively participated in that suicide attempt. I was under the NDIS and I was abused, neglected, I was surveilled, harassed by government contractors, and suffered V2K, audio harassment, a sophisticated method that is proven with military applications that the Secret Service uses to interrogate, traumatise and punish whistleblowers. And it's awful because they're right up in your head. They go wherever you go and you can't trace them, you can't see them, so you can never legitimise it. So that's why people say, the voices are in my head, but it is a legitimate technology which I've documented because I'm a doctor. So anyway, suffering that, and basically I've had a pretty wild few days. So, oh hello, someone's talking to me. Another person's talking to me over the road. There you go. So this is what happens to me everywhere. Gang stalkers, they follow me and they harass me. People line up and talk to me in the street as I'm walking past. How you going, buddy? And it's just a bit of a shit thing, because you never feel like you get a moment of privacy. And they always say a few key terms like, you raped him, and you're a pedophile, and things like that. And these are obviously things that have been weaponised or misconstrued from truth in order to examine any vulnerability that I have, and then weaponise it in order to tell it to other people and justify your targeting. And it is targeting. I'm targeted by the Australian government. So I'm a rejected whistleblower. I don't get protections under the PID Act, which is against the Constitution for a person who is eligible to make one. And that includes me as a public official, because the federal court has acknowledged that I was indeed employed by DSS. And DSS oversees the NDIS. And neither the NDIS or DSS will acknowledge that I was employed at all. So that's a big fat 800 grand that we're missing out on right there. Another 500 grand for Steve. There's another settlement for the suicide attempt, which was the result of government targeting. So that means I suffered institutional murder. And that's a bit of a shit thing, knowing that your government would kill you. But wait right there, because it gets better. Now, the thing is, it's been so much. Fuck off. There's people yelling out at me from the car. See the black car? The black car? That black car over there? They're always black SUVs, and they follow me. And this is the thing. So this is back to the story. So I was harassed, abused, neglected for a long time, in a way that was stitched up by the NDIS, and I was forcibly entrapped to the NDIS whilst they evaded accountability on my work cover, on my marriage settlement, on my HGF income assist. They obstructed legal aid and they denied all prosperity and then entrapped me to it, locked up the money, and so they could feign that they were helping me by giving me an NDIS plan, and then they could set it up to abuse me so that the providers would extort the money from the plan and I'd get fuck all. And I lived in poverty for years under Bill Shorten directly, and he's a bit pissed off with me. He's got a personal vendetta against me. Bill Shorten, the NDIS Minister, hates me, and that's because I blew the whistle on $6 billion of misappropriated funds at the NDIS, which the NDIS Minister knew about. How did I do it? Well, it wasn't for the fact that they didn't acknowledge my whistleblower document, which would have been ethical and just and a way to improve the NDIS and the government, but they decided to just target me and absolutely fucking obliterate me and crush dissent, and they mean business. And the thing is, the whistleblowing thing, the second one, was I shagged someone who was a high-ranking NDIS fraud investigator. So about that, and he told me, Tony Riddle, that all of this fraud was going on, and he talked about systemic targeting. He talked about what whistleblowers like me are seen as at the NDIS, and he quoted it thusly. He said, "We are sacrificial lambs," and that means that people like me get silenced regardless of whether that murders me or not. Now, after I was revived from death and forced to live in my car under the NDIS, which underscores the intentions and the abuse that led to the suicide attempt, proving the institutional murder, I was forced to live in my car under the care of the NDIS, and it was just a brutal betrayal from my family, from my friends. And what I've realised now that it's a little bit longer in the tooth and stuff's been going on, that there is a budget to silence me. So there is a budget, and I've used an impartial AI generator to summarise and estimate the amount, and it's about $5 million a year, and that guarantees bribes the complicity of all police, all public officials, all lawyers, and all politicians as well. So I've been madly emailing, trying to get justice. Lo and behold, I cannot, because there is a government mandate, and that mandate is to silence me at all costs. So the story goes on. I've exposed $6 billion fraud. Hello, it's in the news. There's Bill Shorten. Oh, well, we're going to put the funds of money back into so-and-so. He's been fucking caught, right? He's a crook. And he's been targeting me relentlessly for years. And I say this because of this. I was entrapped to accommodation where they had V2K audio harassment, subsonic audio sounds blasted into my head where I couldn't escape them. They had gang stalking. People paid to come and harass me and literally act aligned with my oppressors, the NDIS workers, and Aligned Community Care and all the others. They just exploited the money. They made 80 grand in 3 months, and then they tore up the contract and kicked me out. And they were my carers. They were the ones kicking me out. So this underscores the huge corruption which is going on, which targets me, and it's an awful thing. I don't deserve it, and I want an apology, and I want my justice. I deserve it. And the thing is, I'm getting followed everywhere. Now, it makes you paranoid. There's a good reason to be paranoid when you're the ex-partner of an ASIO agent, and also you've called out $6 billion of fraud at the NDIS, and in addition to that, they've killed you once, and then you were revived, and then they've tried to target you again with poverty, intelligently designed poverty, in which they would hope that you suicide, and I nearly did, because it was so profoundly, grossly, it's just there's not enough food, you're physically entrapped, you're financially trapped, you're politically entrapped. They really did a number on me. And my mate Kevin Northcote from back in Melbourne, he said to me, because he's got the Michael Quinn, his name is, from the NDIS, and he used to work for the Attorney General's office, and he said to Mikey that the NDIS are going to do a fucking number on me. Well, guess what? I'm going to do a fucking number on the NDIS. I'm not fucking done. So this is what happened. Bill Shorten, he wasn't able to murder me with neglect over a couple of years, and the gang stalking and the audio harassment got worse and worse. The poverty got worse, the desperation got worse. They evicted me. I was in NCAT all the time. It was a stress after another. They were really putting me through the ringer, just fighting for the simple right to exist somewhere. And it was brutal. And what happened was, so I actually received, because I got a whistleblowing website, went through a few providers, blah, 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 and this provider comes out of nowhere and he says, we're going to help you. And I kept it quiet, just between me and him. I thought, this is the secret way I'm going to get out of this situation. Because he said, the government are corrupt. You need to listen to us. We'll help you. The government has killed some of our people, and we know how to hide from the government, and that's why we're going to help you. And I thought to myself, the government is targeting me, and they're corrupt. They won't acknowledge a marriage settlement, a work cover settlement. They entrap me at the NDIS. They won't acknowledge anything. So I decided to go with this dark NDIS provider who was a bit criminal. He sounded dodgy. He's opposed to the government. Why not? So I'm texting him, and then I'm pushed out of the house one night, and I'm literally living in the car in the street, which is just an egregious human rights abuse, which isn't consistent with NDIS policy. And I'm sleeping in the street, and I begged him for help, and he came through, gave me $30. Well, lo and behold, it was the best $30 I've ever had, because I needed it. And I was hungry, and I was thirsty, and I was fed up after months and months and years of abuse. Anyway, long story short, I got a message from my website, and it said, do not go with this Lebanese NDIS provider. They have been sent by Bill Shorten to silence you and either entrap you in poverty or erase you. So I'm skinning through my head. An NDIS worker who I'm talking to from Melbourne, who I've never told anyone that I've spoken to before, I get a message from a random person on my Facebook, on my website, and he says, run. He goes, run. Don't meet him. And I said to this guy, look, I don't want you to come up, and I was really suspicious. I don't want you to come up. I'm just thinking about going with another provider, whatever, just trying to suss it out. But he insisted. He got in a plane in Melbourne, and he flew to Sydney, and then he got up, and he goes, just send it to your NDIS plan, and I'll come and meet you. And I'm like, holy fucking moly, is this guy gonna fucking kill me? Like, it's $6 billion fraud and a whistleblower thing, and they're trying to kill me, and they already have once. Death is on the fucking cards. They've already killed some of his guys, and now I thought this NDIS product is going to kill me. So the thing is, I denied him access to my plan because it had my address on it, and I thought, I've got to get the fuck out of here. So what happened was, I didn't give him it, and he said, you got to go speak to this guy. This guy will sort you out. He'll convince you. You know. And I went out, had a look on Facebook, and this guy pressured me to take this plan with which I would be given cash, a home, a yard for my dog, and money to spend on drugs and food and whatever I want. So he really enforced me, and he's you must choose. You know, really bullying me and harassing me. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? So I looked at their company, and they're not even registered at ASIC. They're a dummy company. And he's an NDIS provider Facebook group, no qualifications, just a fucking businessman who's exploiting money from the NDIS. And lo and behold, I get a confirmation of the fucking Lebanese crime syndicate that they were. And I just thought, fuck it all to hell, I'm going to call it out. So I went to the guy on Facebook, and I said, say hi to Bill fucking shorten for me. I go, you're just fucking sent to fucking intercept and harm me. I'm not fucking stupid. Why don't you go back and fucking, just told him what it is. And he deleted his Facebook profile. Not before I screen snapshotted it and then published it. And then I get another message. The Lebanese don't like to be humiliated. Well, holy fucking shitballs. I've got Steve trying to kill me. I've got fucking Bill Shorten, who's already killed me and trying to kill me again. And then he's actually, when he couldn't kill me with abuse and neglect and causing me harm, which was an intentional personal vendetta he had against me, he fucking sent in the actual fucking real thing. Contracted killers who was sent to harm me. And I got the fuck out of the house and I went, oh well. And I'm hiding and I'm telling people they're fucking out to get me, they're gonna fucking kill me, and no one believe me, lo and behold, because I've got fucking schizophrenia, and that's how they stitch it up, and it's just so shit. So I finally found a new place after being homeless for a while, and holy fucking hell, if I was in there for 2 days, and it was just a terrible fucking, hey mate, just a terrible fucking place, because it was abuse and neglect, and there wasn't enough stuff in there. It was fucking shit house, and there wasn't even a fridge, and then I got word the Lebanese have picked up your scent. Lo and behold, I got the fucking word up, I got to get the fuck out of there. So I got the fuck out of there again. And all the time my NGOs providers are going, there's nothing wrong with this picture, no one's trying to kill you. And I'm a person who's already died once, you know what I mean? And and they actually are trying to kill me, literal criminal gang members, right? So that's fucked for me. So yeah, come on. So they actually are trying to kill me. There's gang stalkers starting to kill me, and it gets worse because I just can't get my head around the fact that Bill Shorten, the NDIS minister who I exposed in a $6 billion fraud, has used his position of privilege to weaponise my mental illness and attack me. And before that, to get to Sydney, he caused my exile because I said, Bill, you're fucking killing me. And I actually threatened to kill him as a means to get a message across because they were gaslighting me and stonewalling me. And so I sent out this message with the solution to my political passe in the fucking email. And lo and fucking behold, how come? They paid attention to my death threat, which was an innocuous, stupid thing to get a response. And they weaponised an entire fucking Victoria Police Force who located, arrested, charged me, criminalised me, and then set me up with legal aid and the magistrate and Free Living Australia. And they set up a magistrate state, and they knew that I was trapped, and they knew also that that I would have to face that magistrate. And so, how we go, mate? How you going? Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's lovely. And so I actually had to escape, and I just went north from Melbourne, and Bill Shorten caused my exile. He personally weaponised the whole police force, who I didn't have the right to report a single report of crime to. I'm just obliterated from ever being able to report a crime to police, which is the height of fucking hypocrisy across the entire police force. And it's just so many moving parts to this. So Bill Shorten's killed me, covered it up, attempted to kill me, and then sent some murderers to get me. And all the things that's going on, and all the time there's this covert silence going on, and it's no one's acknowledging me, no one's sending me a message, and I'm sending all these things off, all this evidence. And I got a message today from an NDIS provider who met me while I was living on the streets in Sydney. And I know, right, I'm a disabled person living on the streets in Sydney, getting persecuted by the NDIS minister who's trying to kill me with Lebanese crime member gangs. Yeah, it's really fucking good, isn't it? So what happened then was, he said to me, you're crazy, there's no one trying to kill you. And then I spoke to him today, and he said to me, you were fucking right. There was a sting. And because I begged him to tell him that I was going to be killed, the police, and the police said to me, are you ready to take Bill Shorten on in court because of your mental illness? Because he will use that against you in a court of law. So Bill Shorten, the NDIS minister, is a revered man of great standing, and he's supposed to be compassionate to people with mental illnesses. He intelligently designed my suffering, amplifying the illness that I already had and was vulnerable to, intentionally making it worse, acting with cahoots and police to hospitalise me 10 times in 3 years, which was a balls up every time, because they make the illness and then cast you as a political prisoner and lock you up so you can't write any emails or confront anything. So that's entirely fucked. This has gone longer than I thought, but there's a lot of it. And then so apparently, while I've been up in Port Douglas, trying literally to find somewhere to be when the murderers are closing in on me, I sent a whole lot of emails off with the evidence, and there was a sting. So this guy, this NDOS provider he said there was 10 highly armoured vehicles. They got the guys on the satellite, and I'm on satellite right, and I just showed you that black car that went past before. That's the black cars that follow me, and they're everywhere, and people always talk to me, they yell like, "You're a Kevin, you're a pedophile," all these things, and it's to do with the gang stalking and how they stitch me up to justify their targeting. But anyway, so it's a whole fucking thing. And then so he said, you're protected now because you're the most important whistleblower in the country. And this case has gone to ASIO, it's gone to MI5, it's gone to all of the international secret service places, and it's going to be confronted, your evidence, as evidence at the International Geneva, Switzerland Human Rights Court. And I'm just like, holy fucking moly. Like, well, it is like a legitimate thing. I'm not lying. They were trying to kill me and they were trying to find me. And it was the NDOS minister who was doing it. So I think Bill Shorten might have fucking gone to jail. I really don't know. But it's a weird kind of thing, because I'm covert. Like, I'm on the radar and I'm off the radar. So officially, they know where I am 24/7, because they don't want me to die. Because if I die, it's another institutional murder, so they've got to keep me alive, but they don't want to give me money, so they just keep me in poverty, going along by myself, desperately trying to find places, and they keep at arm's length, and they don't even call me. Like, if that was a sting today, and they followed me around, and they arrested 2 murderers, and all that kind of stuff, and it was all true, I didn't even get the decency of a phone call, or anything. I'm living in a really world where it's hard to tell what's real and hard to tell what's not. And because it's not my fault. I'm a researcher, and I go on, like, I'm a spiritual person, but I go on ethics and reasoning and facts, and I've documented all of this conspiracy in great detail at barrondodger.com.au. Look, more people yelling at me. They yell at me everywhere I go. Anyway, rape Deb, fucking, yeah, what would you fucking do? That's the thing about raping Deb. It wasn't raping at all. The person also told me that the girl who I apparently raped, I didn't rape her, she wanted to be fucked, but she just changed the tune of consent when she realised later on down the track that I might have been gay, and it happened that the local police break up, and therefore all of the police end up egging her on, and she gets paid to do a statement, and they stitch me up as a fucking poofter, which they knew I wasn't okay with. I'm okay now, but it was a really difficult time, and I was forced to come out as gay, and they framed me like it's some kind of sex predator because I was gay. I was a rapist, and that really fucked with my head. And the police were really instrumental in causing me that distress, and they were homophobic. And apparently this guy said the police force is going to be totally restructured so that no young gay people go through that kind of gay hate crime with the police again. And I was very pleased, because that really fucked me for life. I wrote a book about it, my Recovered Not Cured book, and the paranoias that people were calling me a kind of sex fiend and all this, and a rapist, they weren't far off the mark, because this guy told me today the girl was paid to make a statement. She was bribed, she was paid money. This is big news. Bill Shorten, the murderer, has some really shit things going on. I'm just so paranoid. They're all following me around. Look, there's this black car here, and I'm just talking, and they're all watching me, you know. I really wish I could just disappear. I'm really trying hard. It's not fair, this treatment of me. It's unequitable. It's cruel. I've been abused, neglected, tortured, harassed, surveilled, gang stalked, audio harassed. It's been electronically harassed, intercepted, evidence planted, evidence taken. They've been right up in my gears, and they're right across me, and I don't even know where I am. I'm out of petrol. This is the thing. I'm out of petrol. My NDIS worker says, no one's trying to kill you. Again, aligning with my oppressors, delegitimising my story and what's happening for me. And he's a shit person, babe. You're a shit person for saying that. Because I was in an Airbnb and I was saying there was V2K in there and they were harassing me. And they were coming to get me there, so I had to run away. And he's still hanging around going, you got to go get your depot injection. I don't need a fucking chemical restraint to fucking break down this fucking beautiful mind of mine, which can instill facts and fear and call out the corruption as honest to God as I possibly can, because that's what I do. I'm just one of those people who aren't blessed with really lying that much. I would tell the truth. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant. I don't even know what to do. This is my car. This is Crystal. I've got no money, no petrol, no cigarettes. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's another black car. There you go. And they're following me everywhere. And it's the middle of a fucking stinger. I don't know if I should call police, but if I do call police, this is what's going to happen. They're going to put me in hospital. And that is a way that Bill Shorten weaponises the police in order to silence me. And that's institutional complicity in a conspiracy to pervert the cause of justice. And I'm hoping, I just want to say, I don't wish to harm anyone, not even those who tried to kill me, but I do want justice, and I will accept apologies from all involved who have caused so much harm to me. I've died from it. This targeting has gone for 30 years. It's not okay to keep doing this to me. So I left Port Douglas, and it was a real smoke and mirrors. Oh, someone's calling me. I better go. I love you all. Bye.